I know you like that. Hey, I know you like that. Hey, I know you like that. Hey, I know you like that. Whoa, taking exotic trips. I know you like that. Whoa, switching up all the way.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be installing this here wig. But this is not going to be any kind of install. This install is going to be a disaster. And you guys are going to come along and see how this went from being a disaster to being this right here, okay? Now, I am no hairstylist.
But duh.
Okay, so I am doing the best that I can do, okay? So, from this video, you guys are going to learn one of two things. One of them being, well, that I'm not a hairstylist. And two, being that you do not have to be a hairstylist just to achieve the look that you want. But I need you guys to get through this video and see how you could turn a fail into. Okay? So, if you're not already subscribed, I need you to hit that subscribe button right now, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and turn your post notifications on and comment done down below so that you have a chance to be shouted out in my next video. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so let's get started on this wig. So clearly your girl is not a professional, and I do know how to install the wig, but it's been a really long time since I have installed one. So I'm just gonna see what skills I have left at this point, and let's get started, because today I'm gonna show you that you don't have to be professional just to get the job done. Alright, so at this point I am just trying on the wigs that I have just to see which one I wanted to put on for the day. So that one was a no-go for me. And now it's time to try on the second wig, and this one was the one I decided to go with. The funny thing is that while trying these on, I realized that they all kind of look the same. So all I'm doing now is brushing out the wig, and we're just gonna get this job done here. So I'm taking a wig cap, and all I'm doing is putting that on my head and making sure to put it over my ears. And at this point, I think I know what I'm doing. So all I'm doing is cutting open a space for my ears to fit in. And now it's time to use the Got To Be Glue Freeze Glass spray and seal this wig cap on. So someone tell me why I decided to use one of my favorite combs, because I didn't realize or think at the time that it was going to leave my comb super sticky, but that's another story. So all we're doing is making sure that the wig cap is laid down on my head. So after waiting about 10 minutes, now it's time to take it off, and I'm using a eyebrow razor. I prefer to use one of these just because it makes the cutting a little bit easier, but it also is kind of scary. So as you can see, I tried to do just a little bit at a time because, you know, I'm not trying to cut my face over here. And here's the start of where we went wrong. I did not give the sides enough time to lay down, but they did lay down pretty good. But here I am just messing up the wig cap. And just cutting more of that wig cap off. Now what I should have done is, after putting it on and making sure it was laid down, is to put a little foundation on it so that it blends in with my skin, or a little concealer. But I decided to skip all of these steps that I know I should have done, and we're just, you know, jumping right in. So at this point I am brushing out the wig again, and we are going to put this baby right back on my head and see if it's looking right. So I have the wig clipped back, and I'm just trying to see if it still fits to my head the same way that it did before. And here I am just cutting more of that wig cap off. And still spraying down more Got To Be freeze glass spray. What I didn't realize is once you spray more of it, the wig cap starts to lift again. So after realizing that it started to lift again, I had to put a head wrap on and let it sit again for an additional 10 minutes. So now it's actually time to put the wig on. So just putting it on, and as you can see, your girl did not do no plucking to the wig at all. It does come pre-plucked, but as you can see by the hairline, it definitely did need to be plucked a whole lot more, and I don't know why, but I just didn't do it. But that's something that I should have done. And this is why this was a disaster, but a disaster that did turn out pretty okay. So at this point, I am just fixing up the sideburns part of the wig, and now I'm sealing the wig down with the Got To Be freeze glass spray as well. And usually when putting on one of these wigs, you want to do it in sections. But, you know, I was just all over the place at this point because I just wanted to lay this wig down and get it done quick because your girl was being real impatient. So here I am using my favorite comb again instead of using like a popsicle stick, but that's okay. So I'm just making sure to spray in the Got To Be glue freeze glass spray all over my head. And this part is optional. You don't have to use freeze glass spray. You could use glue as well. It's your option of how long you want it to be laid down, but it does lay down well. So I decided to take my blow dryer and blow dry that freeze glass spray into my head just to make sure that it was completely dry. And then I put the scarf around my edges just to keep it laid down while I brushed out the hair, even though the hair really didn't need brushing out, but it was just so silky and nice that I just wanted to keep brushing it. So that's basically what I'm doing here, continuing to brush it when it doesn't need brushing while I listen to one of my favorite songs. So at this point, I finished brushing it, and I just wanted to get my hot comb heated up, so I took it out of the drawer and plugged it up and let it get hot while I still had the scarf around my edges. So after a few moments of just sitting and waiting, it was finally dry for the most part, so I decided to take some Shea Moisture mousse that I have, and I decided to put that all around my edges. Now, mousse is amazing for wigs because it helps it to look a whole lot more natural, but if I would have plucked, you know, it would have been great, but I didn't. So all I'm doing here is just fixing up the sideburns and using my edges brush and just brushing out the edges. And that side was lifting a little, but you see, I decided not to fix it here at this point. I just decided to put more mousse and leave it alone. And here I'm just seeing if I wanted to keep the part that I already have or make a new part. But I decided to keep the original part and just use the hot comb on the hair. And here at this point, you know, I use the hot comb a whole lot. I do really like the hot comb that I have, and I'll leave a link to it below in the description box so you can get one yourself. It is a plug-in, and I honestly love it because it does lay your hair pretty flat. So all I'm doing is taking the smooth stick that came with my wig, and I'm just smoothing down the hair because it just helps for it to lay a lot flatter on your head, and I feel like every wig honestly should come with one of those. And then I'm taking the hot comb again and just going back through with the hair just to make sure it is as flat as I can get it, because your girl got a big head, so I'm not trying to look like I have a huge dome with this wig on. So all I'm doing is just perfecting the part and just laying the hair back down again. So parts like this is where you just want to be very neat and make sure that everything is laying flat and perfect, because this would be the point where you can fix up your mistakes or just leave them there. So at this point I was pretty happy with how much the hot comb had done, and I decided to put it in a bow while I did my makeup and left out a little bit of hairs. And time to go and beat my face, so I'll be right back. So we are halfway through the beat and I'm baking right now, so I just wanted to see how I was looking so far. And this is the finished look that I was doing on myself. Did my lashes, put on some eyeshadow, some gloss, and we're basically almost done here, but you know I gotta go through and brush it again just to make it look a little bit more neat. So this was like a disaster install of the wig, and probably the worst that anyone's ever seen of an install, but it goes to show that you do not have to be the best at installing a wig just to get it done, because I definitely could have walked outside with this, besides that little part that's lifting on the side, which I did fix after the video. So this is how it turned out. What are we thinking, y'all? Because this was about to be a disaster. A whole disaster. But honestly, I'm pretty pleased with how it came out, honestly, because I didn't even think we were gonna get here. So I am super happy that it didn't come out to be a disaster, and who knows, you know, I might have to try this again. You know, you got to brush up on your skills in order to know how to do something. You got to keep trying to do it. So definitely gonna try this again. Let me know. Yeah, so definitely gonna try this again, and let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty sure you guys thought it was funny and that it was not gonna turn out good, because I was thinking the same thing that you're thinking. I always get on here and embarrass myself, so I'm completely content with that at this point. But yes, well, we made it. And thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, if you've gotten through this whole video and you're not already subscribed, subscribe right now. And don't forget to leave me a comment and turn on those post notifications and comment done, so that you have the chance to be shouted out in my next video. See you guys in the next one.